Good morning students. Today in this video we are going to see the structure of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. We know DNA is the genetic material which transfers the hereditary character from one generation to another generation. There are many models for DNA, but the most widely accepted model is double helical structure of Watson and Crick. They propose the three-dimensional model of DNA on the basis of X-ray diffraction studies of DNA obtained by Franklin and Wilkins. Now coming to the chemical composition of DNA. So coming to the chemical composition of DNA. DNA consists of millions of nucleotides. DNA consists of millions of nucleotides, hence it is also said to be polynucleotides. Nucleotides, they are formed of sugar molecule. They are formed of sugar, then a phosphate group, and nitrogenous base. Nitrogenous base. So the nucleotides, they are formed of sugar molecule, phosphate group, and nitrogenous base. Now this nitrogenous base is formed of purines and pyrimidines. Purines and pyrimidines. So the nitrogenous base is formed of purines and pyrimidines. The purines are adenine and guanine. Adenine and guanine. The pyrimidines are cytosine and thymine. Cytosine and thymine. So when you are taking the nucleotides are formed of sugar molecule, phosphate group, and nitrogenous base. The nitrogenous base, they are purines and pyrimidines. They are purines and pyrimidines. The purines are adenine and guanine. Adenine and guanine. The pyrimidines are cytosine and thymine. Now coming to the Watson and Crick model of DNA. Now coming to the Watson and Crick model of DNA. So DNA molecule consists of two polynucleotide chains. These chains, they form a double helix structure with the two strands which run anti-parallel to each other. So see here, this one starts with 5 dash and it ends in 3 dash. Similarly here it starts with 3 dash and it ends in 5 dash. So they are running anti-parallel to each other. The nitrogenous base in the center are linked to sugar and phosphate which form the backbone of DNA. So the nitrogenous base, what are the nitrogenous base? They are purines and pyrimidines. What are purines? They are adenine and guanine. The pyrimidines, they are cytosine and thymine. So see here, the nitrogenous base in the center, they are linked to the sugar and phosphate which is forming the backbone of the DNA. Or here it is giving strength to the DNA. Pairing between the nitrogenous bases very specific between purines and pyrimidines. So here this adenine, it always combines with thymine by means of 2 hydrogen bonds. So adenine, it always combines with thymine by means of 2 hydrogen bonds. Similarly, guanine, it always combines with cytosine by 3 hydrogen bonds. So here this pairing is very specific. That is adenine, it always combines with thymine by means of 2 hydrogen bonds. Guanine, it always combines with cytosine by means of 3 hydrogen bonds. And this is said to be complementary base pairing. So you see here, this adenine, it combines with thymine by 2 hydrogen bonds. Similarly, cytosine by 3 hydrogen bonds, it combines with guanine. Likewise, this nitrogenous base will be pairing. Then the hydrogen bonds between the nitrogenous base makes the DNA molecule stable. Each turn of the double helix is 34 Armstrong unit. So each turn of the double helix is 34 Armstrong unit, and there are 10 base pairs in a complete turn. So here there is one complete turn, here another complete turn. So in one complete turn there were 10 base pairs. So here also there will be, they are hiding that side. So in one complete turn there will be 10 base pairs. So again, coming to this Watson and Crick model of DNA, the DNA molecule consists of 2 polynucleotide chains. These chains, they form double helix structure with the 2 strands which run anti-parallel to each other. The nitrogenous base in the center, they are linked to the sugar and phosphate which form the backbone of the DNA. Pairing between the purines and pyrimidines, they are very specific. That is adenine, it always combines with thymine by means of 2 hydrogen bonds, and guanine always combines with cytosine by 3 hydrogen bonds, and they are said to be complementary base pairs. Then each turn of the double helix is 34 Armstrong unit, and in complete turn there will be about 10 base pairs. This is DNA replication. So replication means making exact copies of its own structure. Replication means making exact copies of its own structure. The resulting daughter cells contain exactly the same genetic information as that of the parent cell. In DNA replication, 5 enzymes are involved. They are helicase, topoisomerase, primase, DNA polymerase, and DNA ligase. So what are the 5 enzymes involved? They are helicase, topoisomerase, primase, DNA polymerase and DNA ligase. So here we know that the DNA, it's a double strand structure, isn't it? DNA is a double helical structure, and this replication, it starts in a specific point. Replication, it starts at a specific point, that is said to be origin of replication. Origin of replication. So see here, This replication, it starts in a specific point that is said to be origin of replication, isn't it? Now, what's the first enzyme? Helicase. This enzyme helicase, it come and bind with the origin of replication. So, this enzyme helicase, it come and bind with the origin of replication. So that the double strand DNA is separated into single strand DNA. The double strand DNA, it is separated into single strand DNA. So the first enzyme is helicase. It come and binds with the origin of replication. Double strand DNA is separated into single strand DNA and is said to be replication fork. Replication fork. And what's the second enzyme? Topoisomerase. When the double strand DNA is separated into single strand DNA, some twist will be formed here and here. That twist, it will be removed with the help of the enzyme topoisomerase. So this topoisomerase, it is helpful for removing the twist. What's the next enzyme? Primase. The next enzyme is primase. So primase enzyme will produce RNA primer. This RNA primer, it's a small segment of RNA. We know DNA is the double strand and RNA is the single strand and will have all the base pairs. So base pairs like adenine, cytosine, guanine, adenine, likewise. And here a small segment of this RNA primer, it will bind with the a small segment of the RNA primer will bind with the nitrogenous base of DNA. So here the nitrogenous bases are adenine, guanine, cytosine, then thymine, adenine. Now this RNA primer, a small segment of RNA primer will bind with the nitrogenous base of the parent DNA. And what's the next enzyme? DNA polymerase. After the formation of the RNA primer, nucleotides are added with the help of DNA polymerase. So see here, A. We know what are nucleotides? The nucleotides are purines and pyrimidines. They are adenine, guanine, cytosine and thymine. And already we know this adenine, it always combines with thymine by double hydrogen bond. Similarly, cytosine always combines with guanine by 3 hydrogen bonds, isn't it? So see, here you see this adenine, it combines with thymine, guanine with cytosine, cytosine with guanine, adenine with thymine. This is said to be complementary strand and this is said to be parent strand. There are 2 complementary strands. One is continuous and one is discontinuous. Now the continuous one, it is said to be leading strand. The continuous one, it is said to be leading strand. And the discontinuous, see here, it's broken. So the discontinuous strand, that is said to be lagging strand. The discontinuous strand, it is said to be lagging strand. Now the discontinuous strand of DNA are formed of small fragments and they are said to be Okazaki fragments. Okazaki fragments. So the discontinuous strands of DNA are formed of small segments called Okazaki fragments. What's the last enzyme? DNA ligase. it will join the small fragments. So this DNA ligase, it will join the small fragments. So from a parent DNA, we are getting 2 strands of DNA. Now, this is the parent and this is the complementary strand, isn't it? Now, if the parent and the complementary strand meet, replication will stop. And that place is said to be terminus. This place, it is said to be terminus. So, what is the starting point called? The starting point is said to be origin of replication. What's the finishing point called? It is said to be terminus. So, this side also the same. So, when the parent and the complementary strand meet, the replication will stop, and that point is said to be terminus, and again it will be going on. So, from a double strand DNA, we are getting 2 daughter cells. Now, what are the 5 enzymes? How many enzymes are involved? Yes, 5. What are they? Enzyme helicase, topoisomerase, primase, DNA polymerase, DNA ligase. What's the function of this helicase? This helicase enzyme, it is separating the double strand DNA into single strand. What's the function of topoisomerase? When the double strand DNA is separated into single strand, some twist will be formed. That twist is removed with the help of the enzyme topoisomerase. What's the function of primase? This primase, it produces the RNA primer. What's the function of DNA polymerase? This polymerase, it is helpful for adding the nucleotides. Then what's the function of this DNA ligase? It is used for joining the small segments. And I hope you all might have understood. You study the structure of DNA and replication as homework.